Hi, how are you? It's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we got Scrimshank's gear, and now we have to warn the Horde about what's going on in southern Kalimdor. It's looking like the insects are taking over, and they are being controlled by a hive mind, which is an old god by the name of Cthulhu. But we will be warning them later. That can wait. Today we are going to head over to Marshall's Refuge in Angoro Crater. I'm going to pick up some quests. We will also finish some quests as well. I don't think we'll finish all the quests I pick up, but we'll finish at least one. And maybe I will, I'll hearth back to Gadgetzan later and we'll take a nice little night flight over to Ogrimmar so we can warn the Horde. So we should do it soon, because I think it'll line us up with another quest that we may have to do in Angoro Crater, which would be nice to have. Yeah, here we go. We're going into the crater, guys. We're going in. I really like this zone. It's a fun zone. Interested to see if we can take on a Devilsaur T-Rex. I don't think we can at this level, but you could give it a try. We do have lay on hands and bubbles, so kind of built for elite fights. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be picking up some quests that take a while to complete. I'm going to pick those up early. I recommend doing this whenever you come to Angoro Crater. Most people, when they level, they pick up all the quests anyways. But I usually don't do that. But here, I think it's worth doing. Because there's a couple of quests that probably will never get done. Unless you pick them up early and finish them while you're adventuring in Angoro Crater. So I have a chat here with Holani Marshall. Oh, hello there. I'm Holani, the chief scientist and biologist of Marshall's expeditions. My brother and I, along with our companions, travel Azeroth exploring the wild and untamed majesty. It is exciting, but I think we got ourselves into a little too much excitement this time. Just because we've suffered a setback doesn't mean that research must stop. We were investigating the Gorishi insects in the southern part of the crater before winding up here. Their presence is alien to ecology of Angoro, and we want to find out why. In their hive network must be larval hatcheries. You can identify these places by their hanging larval spawns. Use this vial to take a sample of the hive wall near any of the hatcheries. Bring it back to me for study, but be careful. Alright,
See you around.
Looks like we're going to be dealing with some more insects today. Let's have a chat with Spark Milner. For the love of all that is holy and dear, please tell me that you've come to deliver us from this forsaken land. Though I'm with Marshall's expeditions, I would give you the gold teeth from my mouth to climb inside your backpack and leave this place. Roll the bones. You'd think that being chief digger for Marshall's expeditions means I like digging. There might be worse things to do in this world, but none really leap to mind. We were supposed to be digging in Terra Run. Fantastic name, by the way, for dead stegodons and dimetrodons. Well, there are plenty of live ones there too. Will and Hole are still all about studying this death trap, so we need those dinosaur bones. Between you and me, though, bringing some from the live ones will work out just as well. Alright, so not bad.
Glad I could help.
That's a quest that takes a long time to finish. The drop rate on those bones is brutal. I remember trying to do it on my hunter and just never got it. I think I completed it on my druid though.
What's up?
I'm making a flying machine. I got stranded here, and I'm absolutely horrible at finding my way around. I take a griffin or windwider back to Gadgetzan, but those beasts just scare me to death. So will you help me? All I have left to build is the wings, and I was thinking that webby scales from Pterodax and Dimetrodon would be perfect. There's no way I'm going to go up against one of those, but you look pretty tough. Why don't you give it a try?
Right back.
Alright, so there we go. We got a bunch of quests here. think those are the ones that are the biggest pain to complete. Sometimes it's just tough finding those stegodons and pterodaxes. But we will complete that while we finish some other quests. So if I see some stegodons or pterodaxes, do we have to fight dimetrodons? Is that one of them? Got this, this, and this. Yeah, dimetrodon. So I guess we'll fight this guy. See if we get a scale. Probably won't. But that's completely fine. So yeah, another, today is, well actually no, tomorrow may be, the week where we see the 50% XP buff. Interested to see what happens. Because when we see that 50% XP buff in TBC, that means that there is a chance that we see Wrath of Lich King come out in 2 months. Or 2.5 months. Depends how long they keep the XP buff. The XP buff's supposed to last like 6 to 8 weeks. And then I think they're going to have like a 2-week or monthly or 1 month pre-patch. A lot of people are thinking Wrath of Lich King will be out in September. Mid-September. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. Could be October, but that'd be interesting if it was October. I don't mind if they take their time, because if they take their time, it gives me more time to level up these characters, and it also gives me more time to prepare for Wrath. It also gives them more time to make the game not that buggy. You know what I mean? Something I always look at that. We got Devil Sword right here. It was always like a pro up. I really like the old days of Blizzard when they used to, you know, just take their time with games. But those days are long and gone, clearly. And they are more focused now on pumping content out and making as much money for their shareholders as they can. Which is kind of lame. Makes you think, like, should gaming companies go on the stock market? Like, for making money reasons, I guess, but and raising capital, sure, but I don't know. Shareholders don't like to wait. That's a problem. I think shareholders are kind of counterintuitive to gaming companies. Let's see if we can fight this guy. Just want to see what type of damage we can do. Wow, we're actually doing pretty good damage against this guy. Don't think we'll kill him, though. The thing is, he's kind of slow. As long as we don't pull anything else. Stun him here. We'll try to get a big hit. Use a health pot. See if I can heal. Holy Light should be pretty big. Come on, hit him. Okay, there we go, bubble. It's not really working out too well. Bandage. I don't think we got it in us, guys. We will get a nice bandage off. Full health. Hit this guy, come on. Hit this guy. It's gonna be pretty close. And we're gonna lay on hands pretty soon. We're gonna wait till we have to. Okay, maybe one more hit. Alright, lay on hands. We're gonna have a stun soon. Alright, stun him. Get a hit in. Nice, big hit. Judgment. We're actually gonna kill him. This is crazy. We might actually kill him. It's gonna be really close. Okay, another judgment. Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Come on, judgment. Yeah! We got Obsidian Band of the Bear. 10 stam, 9 strength. That's pretty good. 10 stam, 9 strength. That's better than this 3 strength, 8 stam Seal of Sylvanas. So we're going to put that bad boy on. And we just defeated a Devilsaur, guys. What the heck just happened there? What just happened there? Did I delete it? I did. Oh my gosh. I deleted the ring. Wow, the Seal Sylvanas, man. Very strong. I wasn't able to replace it. What the heck happened there? I clicked on the thing. I don't know. That's so weird. Alright, well, I guess we don't, we're not going to be able to put that ring on, which kind of sucks. So what happened here? I was going to put the ring on, and I said, yeah, I want to equip it. And then I deleted it by accident. It was right here. Now it's gone. Kind of sucks. But hey, we got to slay level 55 elite Devilsaur, which I think is kind of cool. Now we're going to go down to this alien ecology spot, which is just right down here. And we are going to get ourselves a hive sample. But yeah, that was a close fight. Took him down. My shaman would not be able to do that. Not even close. There's a Dimetrodon. I guess we'll fight him. The shaman would get wrecked by that T-Rex. The shaman came to this girl crater and tried to fight a T-Rex or Devilsaur, and he pretty much hit us for like 40% of our health. Shaman just gets wrecked. It's mostly leather gear. But I think... well, I'm going to be interested to see if my shaman can ever kill one of those things. Probably have to be a higher level than my paladin. What's this debuff we get here? Dire Growl. Strength and agi reduced by 48. That really sucks for me. There we go. We got a dinosaur bone and a web Dimetrodon scale. It's pretty awesome. It's 1 down. 8 to go for the bones. Those bones are pretty rare, so I'm actually surprised we got one there. And here we are at another Silithid nest. And we're going to go in and explore a little bit. Got to get a little hive sample. We got to fight these Korishi Reavers. So these are actually mounts in the game. You can't have this as a mount, but there are mounts in AQ40 that look like this Korishi Reaver. And they're pretty cool. It sucks that you can't use them outside of the raid. But there's one that you can. And that is, oh my gosh, can't believe I forgot the name of it. But it's a really tough, Scarab Lord mount. That's what it's called. Really hard to get. You need like your entire guild to help you farm it. But there's another one that you could probably get on retail, which I think you get from Archaeology. It's a blue one. Looks pretty cool. I do not have either of them. So they're both pretty tough. And the Scarab Lord one you can't really get anymore unless you played Classic WoW. Or you played like, you know, back in the day Vanilla WoW and were like a pretty influential person in your guild that people wanted to help get that mount for. It's a shame that my guild never did that for anybody. It's kind of tough to like ask people to do that for you too, though, because you know, they're taking a lot of time out of their day just to farm insects for you. probably, I don't know, something that's hard to ask for. I think you'd have to have, like, the whole group of people want to do it for a person. The funny thing is, on the server that I'm on currently, Fairlina, they actually delayed the gate opening of AQ40 so more people could get the mount, which was kind of cool and smart that they did that. Which means if you were like if you went for it like right away with your guild, you'd most likely have gotten it without any worries. Really cool mount. I don't think it looks that good. It's just like it's a black version of that Reaver bug. I think that bug looks way cooler. And I think the blue one from Archaeology and Retail actually looks better as well. Let's go down here. I wonder if this is where we need to get our sample. Might not be here, but we'll fight one of these guys. Gotta get our might buff back. No! Okay, so the sample's not here. To go a little further. Korishi Reba. Looks like they got some ooze-covered thorium veins. Not too sure what the difference is between a regular thorium vein and an ooze-covered one. Let's drink up. Maybe this patrol will come and attack us. Who knows? Nice, he's going his own way. Maybe it's in here. Place is pretty big. I'm not sure if it's in here. We're really lucky that we have Destiny. I don't know if we would have killed that, that Devil Sword if we didn't have it. This weapon does a solid amount of damage. So I don't think it's in here either. So we'll keep on going. I don't know where it is. Hope I'm in the right cave. Is it a wall? Chambers with hanging larval spawns. Look for the chambers. Okay, well, we were just in one of those. And that's not this one. So is this one over here probably? So we might have missed it in the last room we were in. I remember seeing larval spawns in here. Yeah, see that? It's gotta be here somewhere. It's just we can't seem to find it. Is that it? I'll fight this guy. See what we can do. Oh yeah, big dam. And then it says, bring the hive wall sample. It's a hive wall. Well, we're in the hive. We're up against a lot of walls here. Not sure if this is it. One thing about classic WoW, it doesn't really give you... In retail, everything would be like sparkling, and I think in Wrath they're adding that too. Like the quests kind of help you out a lot. But it doesn't seem to be here. But this would be it. Because there is larva spawns here. Look, we got another guy here. Do I have to... Did they give me anything? To carve it? Oh, there we go. Unused scraping vial. Oops. Thanks, new bender. Thanks for reminding me. Here's a mite buff. There we go. So we got the sample. Now we just need to go back and deliver it. Totally forgot. Guess he'll get that one. Warrior charge is pretty cool. Always like that ability. It's always cool, like, charging into a mob. Especially in PvP, too. It's a lot of fun. Nice charge into an execute. Alright, let's have a drink, and then we will get on our mount. We'll head back to Marshall's Refuge. And we'll turn this quest in. Interested to see if there's another one that we get. And then we may potentially head over to Orgrimmar. We'll turn in this other quest. Rise of the Silithid. It's too bad we haven't turned in Rinji's Secret. We had to go all the way to Undercity. I don't know, maybe we'll do that next episode. Just so we can get that finished. There we go, another Devil Sword. This one looks really cool. Save him for later. He's my favorite one. I wish he was a mount in the game. The purple and white Devil Sword kind of reminds me of I don't know if you guys ever heard of this show called Beasties. It's kind of like Transformers. So when I was a kid. But the Transformers are all like animals and insects and stuff like that. Instead of, you know, like cars, trucks. He reminds me of, can't really forget the main bad guy's name, but he reminds me of that guy. Beasties. That's so long ago. I think the old school one's probably is a lot cooler though, that version of Transformers. I wonder what happened to Transformers. Never really got into the movies that much. I watched like one or two. They ended up stopping. Thought they had something good going there. Blind weed. I don't think we can loot that, can we? There's a T-Rex we slayed. Okay, you can see they spawn a lot. So you have leather working. Or skinning, I mean. And leather working. could have made a really solid profit off of those devil sores on a new, like, fresh classic server. Yeah, I think we'll try to turn these quests in. We'll go on a little journey. And we'll come back. See what we get from this hive wall sample. This is a cool mount, a little chocobo blood elf mount. It's probably what I would have right now if I decided to purchase one. Probably pretty cheap, probably only like 40. This mount gives off a real paladin vibe though, the horse. Alright, so let's turn this quest in.
You need something?
Oh, hello there. I'm Halani, the chief scientist and biologist of Marshall's expeditions. My brother and I, along with our companions, travel Azeroth exploring... Oh yeah, already read that. My bad, guys. Do you have the sample of the Gorishi hive for me to study, Travenin? Yes, this will do nicely. You've been a great help. I wish I could give you more than this, but being virtually stranded in the middle of a savage land does limit what I can and cannot give. Rest assured, though, the research done here would not have been possible without your assistance.
See you later.
Alright. There we go. Got a solid amount of XP. We should have we'll take a flight picture today.
Talk to me.
For the thumbnail.
Keep
But
it
what,
real.
there's nothing else after that? She didn't tell us to do anything else?
Time is money, friend.
Okay, so I guess we'll just fly to good old Ogrimmar from here. We won't take any stops at Ungoro Gadget Stand. Maybe I should have... Oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. It's so foggy here. I don't know if it would be a real good photo for how's that Ungoro crater vibe? I think the griffins look a lot better than these wyvern mounts. It's one thing I think the Alliance get right is their cities and their flight mounts. And this looks kind of cool, actually. To get up in Tanaris. So what do we have to do? Who do we have to speak with? We have to speak with Zilzabin Drumlore. Here's your report. I urge you to take it to someone who might have working knowledge in this kind of thing. I know this troll scholar named Zilzabin Drumlore. He spent a lot of time studying life forms that are unique to this ecology of Azeroth. He's a historian to boot. If you want someone to help figure out what exactly this threat is and how to stop it, give this report to him. We are going to need all the help we can get. Zil lives in a house on the second tier of the Drag in Ogrimmar. So I guess he's a second tier citizen of Ogrimmar. The Drag is kind of a... I guess it's kind of the worst place to live in Ogrimmar. No, actually this is... Well, the Drag's kind of like the markets. That's what I kind of look at. It's not even really a living space. And then you have the valleys of honor, strength, and wisdom, and spirits. Let's see where we're at in here. There we go. Just got to take a quick flight down here. They did a pretty good job with the stars in the sky. It looks great at night. It's probably look better than the Angora one. The Angora one's kind of... There we go. But yeah, hopefully we get lucky with Roll the Bones so we don't have to, you know, slay a bunch of dinosaurs to get it done. It's usually the quest that I don't finish. And we should hit 60 pretty quick, guys. I noticed from when you're in the 50s, the zones of Fellwood, Ungoro Crater, and Winterspring, it really speeds up the leveling process. Same with the Plaguelands. Once you get to those zones, the 50s just fly. And it's honestly my favorite part of leveling. All those zones are great. I think my favorite parts of leveling are the early zones that are Horde and Alliance specific, like the Barrens, you know, Duskwood, Elwyn Forest. It's another Horde one. Duratar. I guess you could say Mulgore too. That's the Torn one. Torn one's pretty nice as well. The Undead one I haven't done in a while. Might do that soon. But I think that's the best parts of leveling in Classic WoW. The beginning and the end. 40s are kind of meh. I'm not a big fan of the zones in the 40s. 20s are pretty good. 30s aren't bad. I think 40s are the worst. 40 to 50 is the worst. I'm kind of happy we're done with that. And then Outland's pretty fun. A lot of good zones in Outland. And a lot of dungeons too for us to do, so I'm happy about that as well. Here we are in the Barrens. Flying into Ratchet. Surprised we actually take a stop at Ratchet. I wonder if we'll see anybody dueling outside of Orgrimmar at this time. It's a pretty big server. The thing is, there's a lot of layers, so kind of depends on what layer you're on. Interested to see how the layers will work with Wrath of the Lich King. It's going to be a pretty popular expansion, so... Hopefully they have enough so the leveling experience is not too bad on this server. The only time I really hate on layers is when the server has a pretty good Horde to Alliance, you know, ratio. Because if there's layers, that means you have like an Alliance layer where it's mostly Alliance and there's like a Horde layer. It's kind of lame. But since this is just a Horde server, then I just hope they split it up as best as they can. There we go, Orgrimmar's packed. It's crazy, like if you want an enchant on this server, you just had to like type it out, and like 10 guys will message you trying to get a tip. It's one of the benefits of being on a server like this. Alright, so we gotta head over to the Drag. I guess we'll take a cut through the Cleft of Shadow. And then we'll turn this quest in. Looking for rogue for lockpick. Every time I do raids, there's always somebody in my raid that wants me to unlock something. Which is cool. You know, it's easy to do. I don't mind. But it's just, it's one of the duties as a rogue. You have to unlock people's boxes. Yeah, see, this guy's sick of it. He's got probably has people opening up trade with them and just putting lock boxes in. The thing is, they don't tip you. You know, it's a profession. People don't think lock picking is a profession that deserves a tip. It does. Okay. It's just as valuable as any other profession.
Who you be?
These are dangerous times, Blood Elf. An ancient evil is rising, and it cares not if you're Horde or Alliance. Sorry I don't know you, but from the look of things, you have at least heard something of me. Now what can I help you with? Do you have something for me? This report I've dealt with these beasts before. Fizzledowser was wise to send this and you to me. These creatures will consume the Tanaris Desert rapidly. They are nothing short of one of the greatest menaces we will ever face. Familiarize yourself with this name, Travidon, Silithid. The insects mentioned here are the Silithid, and they are the tools of one of the greatest threats that both the Horde and Alliance face. If only we were smart enough to see that before. March of the Silithid. It would seem that the Silithid's intent, nay reason for being, is to devour everything in their path. That is not of their ecology. Their focus is singular, and that it is, for this reason, they are a grave threat to all life on Azeroth. What we've seen to date is but the first stages. I suspect that their strength comes from deeper in Kalimdor, Ungoro Crater. Go to Gadgetstan in Tanaris Desert and speak with Alchemist Pestlezug. Tell him my theory. He will surely aid us in fighting the Silithid.
See you later.
Okay, so there we go. So I think we'll probably call the episode here. We'll hang out with Silzabin while he's studying Azeroth. And I think it's interesting that they chose a troll for this. The troll's probably the oldest race on the Horde side. And then on the Alliance side, it's the same thing. You get the same quests, but they send you to a Night Elf, which is probably the oldest race on the Alliance side. But that is going to be the end of today's episode, guys. Next episode, we will head to Undercity, and then I guess we will make our way back to Gadgetstan, and we will continue this alien ecology quest chain. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.